My dad.
Each day I look in the mirror.
Yes, my dad used to sing it all the time.
Oh my gosh. I used to work in retail a long time ago, and that was my district manager used to sing that. He would come in, and
that's funny.
It's like, man.
Funny. Welcome, Suzette. We haven't spent much time since you started.
I think you were away, weren't you, John?
Yeah, I was away Monday, Tuesday. Yep.
Ah.
Yep.
And you missed it, John. She could stand on her head.
Thanks, Carol.
Oh, nice.
And have a conversation, huh?
I did miss it. All right, are we ready? Yeah. Pardon the pun. All right.
Sorry, I was late.
She's there.
Oh, that's okay. No problem. No problem at all. So first of all, is anybody nervous here because they have HR and me on the call and all that? Is anybody nervous? I can't see everybody on Google Meets. Anybody nervous at all? Okay. All right. Well, don't need to be nervous. We do have some news, and it's I believe unfortunate news with a really good silver lining. So I'll just jump right into it. First of all, Ready Responders, as you all know, has been an interesting run over the last year or so with this client, right? And you all have done a fantastic job of making a difficult situation livable. Not only livable, but you guys have done a great job. However, Ready Responders as a client, has had some difficulties. I think everybody knows they lost a market or two, and some of the things have really slowed down for them. So they're not going to be able to continue outsourcing on Ready Responders. Okay, so that's the bad news. The good news is we have another piece of business called GoodRx that we are growing with like crazy. And I will tell you, GoodRx to me has one of the nicest customer bases that you'll probably work with much in our industry. You're saving people money on coupons. Obviously, it's phone calls. There's going to be, not every customer is always happy, right? But compared to what you guys all have had to do on Ready Responders, you're going to find a much cleaner experience, a much more well-defined experience. I'm not going to tell you it's perfect. They go through a lot of product updates and those things, but for the most part, you get trained before those product updates happen. You get communicated with before those product updates happen, those kinds of things. I will also tell you the hours of operations for GoodRx are earlier hours. So we can get more into specifics later. If anybody on here absolutely cannot figure out the hours change, because that's always the biggest thing, right? When you change campaigns, then let us know without any guarantees. We would try to work something out on another campaign. However, I'm just telling you, like, if I had a choice of campaigns to go to that I knew of, GoodRx would be like the top of my list. I don't know if anybody's worked there before. Kevin Singer has, and he can tell you. So offline, if you want to ping Kevin and say, was John BSing me or was he telling me the truth? You can check with Kevin or anybody else. So anyway, that's really the long and the short of it. So we want to finish very strong with Ready Responders. We'll be moving over a few people in the next week or so, but the rest will not be until the end of June before we move over. And it's 2 weeks of training, 2 weeks of nesting, I think knowing what you guys have done on Ready Responders, this, I don't want to oversell it, but this will be a much more pleasant experience, I think, in a lot of ways for you folks. So anyway, that being said, Rick, Suzette, anybody I missed? Did Sean join the call?
I messaged him. He hasn't joined yet, but I'll ping him one more time.
Okay, yeah, no big deal. Sean's our client services. Anything that I missed, Rick?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that's the gist of it. Some of the specifics are some FAQs, I think, that you may be asking yourself is, when is this going to happen? So we've got really the next 5 weeks to look at that. There's a group of 6 to 7 that already know that may transition, that should transition on Monday, that May 24th, but then the rest will be June 21st to start your training for GoodRx. So that's just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, I mean, it's and then we'll work with each of you with recruiting, individually on each of your situations. And then, as John mentioned earlier, the hoop, it sounds like the campaign you're going to, the GoodRx campaign, has a good hoop. I think it's 7 days a week, and was it 8 to 7 or 8 to 10?
7.
8 to 7. Okay, there you go.
And here's a benefit. Unlike the Ready hoop that has changed a lot, our hoop has been the same, 8 to 7 on GoodRx for 4 years.
Yeah, I think Ready Responders made it like every 4 days they would change your hours, wouldn't they? Something like that.
I think sometimes we made it a week, maybe.
So, listen, again, I mentioned it earlier. We will finish with class with our client for a number of reasons. We've had many clients in our history that, their business comes back and they come back to us, or not only that, people we work with end up with another client and they bring business back to us, right? So, that's we just want to make sure we finish with class. We do the right thing every day, even when nobody's looking, right? All right. Does anybody have any questions? I know that you'll probably have some that you'll think about later as well, and all of us are available to answer questions at any time. But any questions that come to mind right away? Well, you got to have some questions. Kevin's here too. I think, Kevin, are you the only one that came over from GoodRx in this group?
From GoodRx, I believe so. We had some teammates that came over as well.
Daniel Castillo.
Yeah, Daniel Castillo was a teammate that came over as well. But for team leads, it was just myself.
Okay. So, Kevin's here too, ask some questions. So it's, whatever you need to know. Anybody got any thoughts at all? Excited, sad, mad, what?
Excited. We've been bugging Kevin all day about it, so he's been answering all of our questions all day.
Okay. So did you already know this was coming?
Yes.
I did. Yeah, we had an idea.
Okay. That's all right. It's all right. Okay.
And so you guys know, we weren't withholding information from you, in some kind of shady kind of way. We just wanted to make sure we had our plan locked down, to make sure everybody's in a great place to succeed and be happy and be fulfilled in their work, before we went ahead and shared things. We could have told you something was up earlier, and then your first question would have been, well, what now? And we wouldn't have had a good answer for that. So,
with that being said, I guarantee you something will change between now and then a little bit. The date or something. I shouldn't say I guarantee it, because the good news is GoodRx is a really solid, you can plan on things with GoodRx, but still, we all know the business we're in, right? So be flexible. We would communicate if anything did change. So those are the plans right now. It could change from the 24th to the 17th or something else. We would let you know.
Yep, as I said earlier, the HR team and the recruiting team will follow up with each of you individually to work out the specifics to where you're going, and as far as schedule wise. And at the end of the day, we're here to help make this transition as smooth and easy as possible.
Just in closing, I'm really excited about this for you, because I know what you've been through here, and I know what you're going to. No world is perfect. If you look for something wrong, you can always find it. But this world is a different world that you're going to. And I will tell you a quick real quick story. I mean, you guys have heard me tell the story before, right? When you joined about us and our competition, right? That we charge more than our competition, and that's the reason we're able to pay a little bit more than our competition, right? So we have to deliver better service. GoodRx is a great example. They last year went out and hired another company to be a champion challenger against us. And this company went in with a much, much cheaper price, like 30% less, right? So then they went out and hired employees and paid them $9, $10 an hour to do the job. And guess what? We got all our business back because we delivered better service, right? So again, that's the Task Us story, right? And if we hadn't have done that, right, this would be a completely different situation right now. So not only do you have a better home to go to, it's earlier hours, which is better for most, right? And it's a better client. So I don't want to disparage ready responders, but I'm just telling you this is a more ideal situation. So, and with what you guys have done, if we're already doing a good job for GoodRx, you guys are going to kill it.
Yep. You guys are going to be absolutely treasured on the program because, granted, we bring in great new hire talent all the time. Our recruiting team sees to that. I mean, they brought you guys to us. But that being said, as GoodRx grows from 100 people, which is what it was in April, to 200 people in August, who would I rather grow with? People I know rule and are really efficient and really dedicated and really reliable and deliver a great patient experience, or somebody who seems talented that I don't know anything about. We want to ride with you guys. That's why when this opportunity came up, there was no doubt how we were going to fulfill it. We wanted to bring your talents to a place where you could be even more successful and really create a better story for yourselves and for our company.
All right. Appreciate everybody's time. Reminder, anybody, anytime, if you have questions, you can reach out to anybody on this team. Also, by the way, if you haven't joined our Cirrus Facebook group, you should join our Cirrus Facebook group. Right? We like to have everybody on there so we can share stories and stay in touch with each other and be a little bit positive. Carol, can you put the link in the chat?
Yes, I can. But you have to answer all 3 questions or I can't approve you.
It's just your name, employee ID number, and start date.
And your hire date, that's it.
Yeah. So love to have everybody join us in on that. So anyway, also, remember, Ask John email if you ever have suggestions. You can email me personally. You can, anybody on this call, Rick, anybody, right? If you have issues, let us know. Okay? I also want to go on a little bit about that because, you know, we do kind of a food pantry kind of thing, right? Where we've helped out some families in need of our own employees. If you know of anybody out there that's struggling or you're struggling yourself, some people are really shy and don't want to share that. Send in the information to Ask John, AskJon at taskus.com, anonymously, and we will get a hold of people, and we've provided some food and, some things for people in need once in a while. So please keep that in mind, all right, and share that if at all possible. All right, thank you. If you think of anything down the road over the next couple of days, you feel free to reach out to any one of us. We very, very, very much appreciate what you guys have done. You have accomplished a major goal with this client and done a great job for us. So we appreciate you. Thank you. Everybody have a great day.